So tonight's lesson is lesson 70, which is writing equivalent decimal numbers. So, as we know before, 3/10, this can be written in another way. What we're doing is attaching one or more zeros to the end of a decimal number without changing the number's value. For example, we can write 3/10, but we can also write 3/10 with another zero next to it. And it still is the same number because we're saying there is zero in this hundredths place. There's also 0 in the thousandths place, but there's still a 3 in the tenths place. So these numbers are exactly the same because it doesn't change the place value of that 3. So for the first example, it says write 12 6/10 with 3 decimal places. Go ahead and pause your video and see if you can do that. Alright, the number 12 6/10 is written with 1 decimal place, which is my 6/10. In order to have 3 decimal places, I have to attach 2 zeros. It doesn't change the number value at all, but if you're adding or subtracting, it'll help you with place value. So this does not change your number at all. You're just attaching 2 zeros. I could add 5 zeros and I would still have the same exact answer. Alright, now compare these two numbers, 12 6/10 and 12.600. When we compare decimal numbers, you have to pay close attention to the place value. We use the decimal point to locate places. We see that the whole number part of these two numbers is the same. And when we practiced this today, we looked at the whole number first and then moved on to the next decimal when we were comparing our decimal numbers. The fraction part looks different. Both the numbers have a 6 in the tenths place. If we add 2 zeros to the first number, we can notice that it is actually exactly the same as the second number. So both these numbers are equal or equivalent. Alright, the next example. Use digits and symbols to write 5 cents in both the cent and dollar form. Now cents, they want you to use the C with the line through it. So both in cents and in dollar form. So go ahead and try to write 5 cents in both the cent form and the dollar form. Alright, if I were to write 5 cents like you'd see on a sticker somewhere, I would write my 5 and my cent sign. And in dollar form, I have my dollar sign, $0. I have 0 tens in my tenths place, which would be my dimes, but I have 5 cents in my hundredths place because I know that 1 cent is 1 out of 100 or a hundredths, and I have 5, so 5 hundredths. Alright, the next one. It says, this sign is written incorrectly. Show 2 ways to correct the money amount. So it has a 0.25 and a cent sign. So there are 2 different ways that we can write 25 cents. See if you can write them. Alright, so just like before, we could take 25 cents with my cent sign to correct it, or we could also do it in the dollar form. So dollar, 0, and then 25 cents. Alright, and the last example. Ron bought paper for $1.56 and a folder for 75 cents. How much did he spend? So, this is in cent form and this is in dollar form. So the first thing you need to do is change the cent form to the dollar form and then line up your decimals and add. Go ahead and try that yourself. I'd write $1.56 and 75 cents really looks like $0.75. So I'd write that $0, line up my decimal, and 75 cents. And when I add 6 plus 5, carry my 1, and I have 1. 5 plus 7 plus 1, carry my 1, 3, decimal point, 2, and don't forget your dollar sign. So $2.31. For your lesson practice, it says, write each number with 3 decimal places. And I'll zoom in so you can see them. And there you go. And we will check them tomorrow.